this episode, a slave causes problems, Sasquatch gets twerked on, and the Rangers go to summer camp. The Rangers woke with a fright in the middle of the night to find the Fetch Me quests were real.
Hello?
One in particular stood out. The slaver's bounty. So what? A slaver lost her slave. Big deal. Oh, but it was a big deal because completing this quest will give the Rangers access to the super secret weapon vault within Ranger HQ. Very tempting indeed. Now, rumor has it the slave, Hallie, is somewhere in downtown Colorado Springs. Mother suggested splitting up. Team Alpha will check the Sans Lux apartments, and Team Beta will ask the locals if they seen a Oh. There she is. The Rangers approached her to see just what the deal was. Tragically, Hallie and her mother were headed to Colorado Springs when they got separated. Separated?
There was this smiling lady. She was gonna sell me. She put me in a cage.
Halle Berry?
How do you know my name?
The Rangers had a decision to make. Help Hallie to freedom or unlock the basement at HQ. A human's life or loot. Of course, the Rangers being the upholders of all that is well and good, it decided to sell out What? The Rangers were obviously very torn up about it and went to the hospital wing to deal with their what do we have here? After suiting up in their morally corrupt loot,
look at the top of his head!
The Rangers visited Valor in prison to remind him that he was a bitch. Just the mood enhancer they needed to prepare them for their next adventure. Stop number 1. Go find this papist guy from last time. Making their way to the Sans Lux Hotel, apartments, and condominium, whatever the fuck the name of that place is, the Rangers found Papist in his disgusting yet massive room. Damn, how much you pay for this, Papist? It's gotta be like $3,000 a month. At least. Look at the square footage. You could play a whole game of cornhole in here. Look at the range. They confronted him with whatever information they had about him, and he said, fuck you, and asked for $400. What the hell? Unfortunately, the Rangers' asses weren't hard enough, so a very reluctant Sasquatch pulled a couple stacks out of his retirement fund. Papist reveals that the Patriarch hired him to move a bunch of criminals to a summer camp, where a teenage girl desperately wants to join, but the only way she can is by working in the kitchen. But when a teen pop star overhears her singing, he sets out to find the girl behind the voice. As a thanks for telling them about his Patriarch fanfiction, the Rangers offered him a job as their professional snitch.
You sure about this, Rangers?
With concerns about Papist's creative writing pursuits, the Rangers headed straight to the source, the Patriarch. Upon arriving, however, being in the presence of such a beautiful, strong man with perfectly tailored hair and large hands, all concerns were instantly forgotten. Hi. The situation with Valor, it's been resolved.
Resolved? How?
Are you mad? If you are, I'm sorry.
With Daddy's acceptance secured once more, the Rangers took their rewards and left with their heads hanging low. Craving some action, the Rangers set out to uncover a mystery at a nearby mine. According to the man that runs the mines, Martians have apparently invaded his shafts, and he needs help getting rid of them. Okay. Also, his wife ran in to help but hasn't returned, so gotta find her too. Making their way inside the mines, the Rangers— oh my god, is that a Scorpatron? The Rangers take position and the battle begins. The robots open the fight by fighting each other, and the Scorpatron misses about 90% of its shots. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. The robots continue with the assault and instantly knock out Lucia, which honestly, not really doing too much damage to the team with that one. Party Pal hypes the squad, allowing the Provost to sink a few shots. Bison Bill hacks a robot that absolutely annihilates 2 other robots and damages the Scorpatron in the process with his laser rifle. Hot damn! Squatch, using all 2 of his brain cells, runs up and hits the Scorpatron, Will Smith style, doing a grand total of 70 damage to its over 2,000 HP. At least maybe it'll stop making insensitive jokes about Quan's questionable hairline. Mother blasts the Robo-Dog for next to no damage, causing her to realize things are about to get serious. Axel revives Lucia, and with the energy of someone who has just been stabbed in the heart with adrenaline, lands a shot, and Axel hits her with the assist. Scorpatron turns up the heat, singeing Squatch and knocking out Quan. Lucia is once again knocked unconscious, and Axel takes a beating as well. Party Pal rallies the troops and kills Ascent. Bison Bill revives Quan, then laser blasts the Scorpatron in its stupid face. Squatch does some more heavy hitters, and Mother blasts off. Axel revives Lucia again. Scorpatron drops it low, twerking Sasquatch into unconsciousness. Bison Bill shoots the Scorpatron in the butt, and Quan revives Squatch, giving everyone a morale boost. Scorpatron summons the power of God and rips Lucia apart, knocking her out for the third time this battle. However, the end game is near. Quan and Sasquatch get the Scorpatron close, and Mother comes in with the climax. Unfortunately, after all she had done to help, Axel is found dead after the battle. All was not lost though, as the team had a nitro spike on hand, and Axel was brought back from the dead, having been reborn as Lugnut. Not really, that was a really stupid joke, I'm sorry. After healing and repairing their wounds, Mother discovered that the miner's wife was actually a dog, and that dog sadly got the full Marley and me experience, and was dead AF. The Rangers returned the dog's collar to the miner and left him be in his sorrow. After looting his property, of course. Back exploring the wilds, the Rangers were then ambushed by some nasty looking worms. Easy, not a big deal. And then instantly ambushed again by a group of robots that had a nuke hopper? Bruh. The Kodiak made quick work of it, and the Rangers survived. Barely. After the kerfuffle, the Rangers stopped by a vendor run by a member of the Patriarch's police force, the Marshals. Oh, that's why Quan's first name is Marshall. Despite the Rangers' good deeds towards Colorado, the Marshall vendor told them to eat ass and left. Feeling a bit swindled by this, the Rangers came to their senses and decided it was time to revisit that Patriarch conspiracy presented by Mr. Papus's fanfiction. Arriving at the Painted Mines to look into the supposed summer camp, Mother is quick to spot some traps and disarm them. The team enters the mines and are greeted by an ex-Girl Scout and his very aggressive girlfriend Nikki.
Back the hell off.
Hey, what about that camp of rocks Papus was talking about?
You won't find any work camp here. Never was one. No convicts either.
Well, how are we supposed to fall in love with Joe Jonas now? Wynn reveals that the Patriarch sold the convicts to the Girl Scouts as free sacrifices in exchange for them to leave Colorado Springs alone. Drama! Things are getting spicy with Daddy. After getting denied for a refund on their Camp Rock tickets, the Rangers decided it was time for these no-good ex-Girl Scouts to die.
Suppose that was how this story was always going to end.
Bison Bill opens the fight by one-shotting Wind. His dogs weren't too happy about that. Sasquatch and Quan handled Nikki, while Mother, Lucia, and Axel, not a soul in their bodies, murdered the dogs. The Rangers were on their way to the Klondike when they were stopped by Betsy, the woman who gave them this quest in the first place.
Sounds like someone's approaching.
She said, "Hey, thanks for murdering that man for us. We'll be off now. Oh, also, here's a gun." The Rangers couldn't help but feel a little used by this, but they had bigger questions at hand. What was the Patriarch really up to? Find out next time on Wasteland 3 Explained Poorly.